luxury mansions, gleaming cars, and a $1.6 billion fortune. These aren't just numbers, but pieces of a strategic vision. Taylor Swift, once a teenage country hopeful, has redefined not just music, but the entire entertainment industry. Today, we step behind the velvet rope to explore the world few have truly seen. From her Rhode Island mansion to her secretive art collection in Los Angeles. This is Taylor Swift's empire as you've never witnessed before. But here's what most don't realize. Behind the glamour lies one of the most brilliant business minds of our generation. A woman who turned personal heartbreak into chart-topping gold, and then transformed that success into a billion-dollar empire. How did she do it? What sacrifices were made along the way? And what happens when the spotlight fades? Welcome to the untold story of Taylor Swift's luxury empire. December 13, 1989. A baby girl is born to Scott and DeAndrea Swift in Reading, Pennsylvania. No one could have predicted that this child would one day build a fortune greater than many countries' GDPs. But what truly separates Taylor Swift from countless other talented musicians who never reached such heights? The answer might surprise you. While her musical talent opened doors, it was her extraordinary business acumen that built an empire. From her earliest days, Taylor displayed an unusual understanding of value. Not just artistic value, but financial worth. At age 14, she convinced her parents to move to Nashville after researching music industry statistics and creating a business presentation. Think about that, a teenager crafting market analysis presentations while her peers were focused on high school drama. This wasn't just a child with dreams. This was a strategist being born. A 16-year-old Taylor releases her debut single Tim McGraw. The country music world takes notice, but few predict what's coming. While her sweet country image captures hearts, behind the scenes, Taylor is already making moves that will distinguish her from every artist before her. Unlike most musicians who sign away their rights for a chance at fame, Taylor insisted on something unprecedented for a debut artist: songwriting control. This demand wasn't about teenage rebellion. It was the first move in a chess game she's been masterfully playing for nearly 2 decades. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. To truly understand how Taylor built her $1.6 billion empire, we need to follow the money trail. And it starts not with hit singles, but with something far more valuable. What if I told you that Taylor Swift's most lucrative business decision had nothing to do with music? What if her path to billionaire status was sealed not by Grammy wins, but by a crisis that nearly destroyed her career? The truth is more fascinating than fiction. But before we reveal that pivotal moment, let's take a step back and look at the foundation of her wealth. A sprawling portfolio that would make Wall Street veterans envious. Taylor Swift's $1.6 billion fortune breaks down like this: $600 million in music catalog and royalties, another $600 million in tour revenues, $150 million in real estate, $120 million in brand deals, and the rest in strategic investments few people know about. But these are just numbers on a page. The real story lies in how each piece of this empire was methodically built, brick by brick, through both brilliant foresight and painful lessons. Let's start with what might be Taylor's most visible luxury: her $150 million real estate kingdom spanning coast to coast. Most celebrities buy mansions as status symbols. Taylor Swift buys properties like a master chess player, positions pieces on a board, each serving a strategic purpose while appreciating in value. Her $47.7 million New York compound isn't just a home. It's a secure compound consisting of 3 adjacent properties in the exclusive Tribeca neighborhood, offering 16,000 square feet of urban sanctuary. The walls could tell incredible stories, from secret celebrity gatherings to late-night songwriting sessions that would become worldwide hits. But that's just the beginning. What does Taylor's Rhode Island mansion, known as Holiday House, have in common with F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby? Why did she pay cash? $17.75 million in cash for this oceanfront property in 2013. And what famous song would later reveal this mansion's secrets to the world? The answer reveals something crucial about how Taylor merges art with investment. While her real estate portfolio expanded, Taylor was simultaneously executing perhaps the most brilliant financial strategy the music world has ever seen. But to understand that strategy, we first need to explore the crisis that threatened everything she had built. Taylor Swift finds herself in an unimaginable position. Despite selling millions of albums and becoming one of the most recognized figures on the planet, she no longer owns her own music, the very songs that built her career. How could this happen to the most powerful woman in music? The story begins in 2005, when a 15-year-old Taylor signed with Big Machine Records. Like most new artists, she signed away ownership of her master recordings, the original recordings of her songs, in exchange for the promotion and distribution the label provided. This is standard practice in the music industry, but what happened next was anything but standard. After creating 6 multi-platinum albums for Big Machine, Taylor's contract was up for renewal in 2018. She wanted to regain ownership of her masters, but label founder Scott Borchetta had other plans. In a shocking move, he sold the company, including all of Taylor's masters, to Scooter Braun, a music manager Taylor considered a nemesis. Imagine this. Everything you've created over 15 years of your life now belongs to someone you deeply distrust. For Taylor, this wasn't just business, it was personal. Industry insiders predicted Taylor would accept defeat. Instead, she did something unprecedented. She announced she would re-record all 6 albums, creating new Taylor's versions that she would fully own. The music industry laughed. No artist had ever successfully replicated their catalog. The undertaking would be enormous, expensive, and potentially damaging to her career. But Taylor saw something others didn't. I've spoken about this before, but the way I see it, I entered into my renewal contract with Universal Music Group, fully aware that if I sign this contract, I can own what I create, Taylor revealed in a rare business interview, and I decided that was enough for me. What followed was a masterclass in strategic thinking. Rather than simply re-recording the albums, Taylor added from the vault tracks, previously unreleased songs, that gave fans incentive to stream and purchase the new versions. She enlisted her massive fan base, turning them into active participants in her business revolution, and it worked. Fearless, Taylor's version, and Red, Taylor's version, both debuted at #1, outperforming the originals. The value of her old masters plummeted as fans boycotted them in favor of versions Taylor owned. By 2023, industry analysts estimated the re-recordings had generated over $300 million in revenue. But the real victory came in May 2025, when Taylor did what many thought impossible. She bought back her original masters from Shamrock Capital for $360 million, finally completing her quest for ownership. This wasn't just a personal triumph. It forever changed how artists approach ownership in the music industry. While the battle for her masters played out in public, Taylor was quietly building another pillar of her financial empire, touring, and in 2023, she would launch what would become the most successful concert tour in human history. Let these numbers sink in. The Eras Tour grossed $2.07 billion from ticket sales alone, not million, billion. To put that in perspective, that's more than the GDP of 25 different countries. Over 10 million fans attended across 149 shows, paying an average of $204 for official tickets, though secondary market prices soared to an average of $1,652. Taylor's post-tax personal earnings from just the first leg, $190 million. The tour's economic impact was so significant that the Federal Reserve mentioned it in their economic reports. Economists coined a new term, Swiftonomics, to describe her influence on local economies. The average fan spent $1,300 on travel, accommodation, outfits, and merchandise, pumping an estimated $5.7 billion into local economies. But the tour's business brilliance extended beyond ticket sales. While most artists make money primarily from ticket sales, Taylor created additional revenue streams other performers had never considered. Her tour merchandise strategy broke new ground. Limited edition city-specific collections created artificial scarcity and drove record-breaking sales. The Eras Tour concert film added another $261 million worldwide, while a streaming deal with Disney brought in an additional $75 million. Perhaps most remarkably, Taylor shared the wealth. She distributed $197 million in bonuses to her crew, giving every truck driver a $100,000 bonus. One crew member called it life-changing, revealing that it was enough to pay off his mortgage. But the Eras Tour's success wasn't just about money, it represented something more profound, the culmination of 17 years of strategic career building. Behind every great fortune stands a support system, and Taylor's is anything but conventional. While most assume her romantic relationships have been her primary support, the reality is far more complex and reveals a side of Taylor few have truly understood. Taylor Swift's romantic life has been tabloid fodder for years, but what most miss is how these relationships have influenced her empire building. Her longest relationship, with British actor Joe Alwyn, lasted over 6 years before ending in 2023. During this time, Alwyn co-wrote multiple songs under the pseudonym William Bowery on her critically acclaimed Folklore and Evermore albums. But it's her current relationship with NFL star Travis Kelce that offers the most interesting business perspective. Since they began dating in July 2023, both have seen their brand values skyrocket. Kelce's jersey sales increased 400% in the first month of their relationship, while NFL games attended by Swift saw significant rating boosts. Their relationship, whether intentionally or not, has become one of the most valuable celebrity partnerships in recent history. Yet behind the romantic headlines lies the true foundation of Taylor's empire, her family. Father Scott Swift, a former stockbroker at Merrill Lynch, has managed Taylor's business affairs since her early days. Mother Andrea Swift has been described as the emotional compass of Taylor's empire, while brother Austin has taken on roles handling music licensing and film projects. This family-first approach to business is rare in entertainment, but has provided Taylor with something invaluable: trusted advisors with her best interests at heart. When you amass a $1.6 billion fortune, certain luxuries become not just attainable but expected. Let's explore how Taylor Swift lives when the cameras aren't rolling. Unlike many celebrities who flaunt exotic supercars, Taylor's $2 to $3 million vehicle collection balances luxury with practicality. Her primary chauffeur-driven vehicle, a Mercedes Maybach S650 valued at $250,000, offers limousine-level luxury with massage seating and wireless ignition. For personal driving, she favors her Audi R8 V10 200,000 with its 525 horsepower engine that accelerates from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.7 seconds. Her most expensive car, a Range Rover SV Autobiography $209,500, blends off-road capability with unparalleled luxury, showing her environmental awareness. Taylor also owns a Tesla Model X, while maintaining Toyota Sequoias for practical purposes. For privacy, she relies on vehicles with blacked-out windows when attempting to avoid paparazzi. Taylor's air travel arrangements reveal both her wealth and her priorities. In 2024, she upgraded from her Dassault Falcon 900LX to the more advanced Falcon 7X, valued at approximately $70 million. With a range of 6,850 nautical miles and capacity for 12 to 16 passengers, the jet provides global mobility with uncompromising luxury. Her previous Falcon 900LX bore her lucky number 13 on the fuselage, reflecting her attention to personal details even in business assets. Aware of the environmental impact of private aviation, Taylor purchases twice the necessary carbon offset credits for each flight, a luxury expense in itself, but reflective of her values. Taylor's watch collection alone exceeds $150,000 in value. The Cartier Panthère de Cartier, 32,200, gifted by Travis Kelce, features 40 diamonds, while her Louis Vuitton Tambour, 65,200, showcases a yellow gold case with impeccable craftsmanship. Her fashion investments reach astronomical figures. At the 2024 Golden Globes, she wore De Beers diamond earrings, valued at $108,000, while her Super Bowl 2024 jewelry suite exceeded $67,000. Her Eras Tour wardrobe features custom designs from Roberto Cavalli, Versace, Oscar de la Renta, and other luxury houses. Perhaps most unexpectedly, Taylor has insured her legs for $40 million, recognizing their value as part of her performance capabilities. Yet amidst this luxury lies something unexpected: one of entertainment's most substantial and strategic approaches to philanthropy. In 2024 alone, Taylor donated $6.5 million to various causes, including $5 million to Feeding America for Hurricane Helene and Milton victims and $1 million to Mountain Ways Foundation. Her largest music education donation came in 2012 with $4 million to the Country Music Hall of Fame, the largest individual artist donation in the museum's history, resulting in the Taylor Swift Education Center opening in 2014. But it's her personal approach to giving that truly stands out. When Lisa Lopez Galvan was killed at the Kansas City Chiefs Victory Parade, Taylor quietly donated $100,000 to her family. When 11-year-old leukemia patient Naomi Oakes had to miss a concert due to treatment, Taylor gave $50,000, a donation so large it prompted GoFundMe to increase their maximum donation limit from $15,000 to $50,000. This pattern of targeted, personal giving reveals a philanthropy strategy as thoughtful as her business planning. Taylor's influence extends far beyond music and business. Her 2023 National Voter Registration Day post drove a 22.5% increase in registrations at vote.org, with a 1,226% spike in the hour after her post. In 2024, her endorsement of Kamala Harris drove 405,999 people to visit vote.gov within 24 hours. This swift effect has been documented across industries. When she mentioned Le Pen Quotidien in a song, their sales increased 14%. Cities hosting Eras Tour concerts saw average hotel revenue increases of 400%. As we look to the future, financial analysts project Taylor's wealth could exceed $3 billion by 2030 through brand extensions, remaining re-recordings, international touring, and her directorial project with Searchlight Pictures. Her rise on the Forbes billionaires list from 14th place in 2024 to 9th in 2025 reflects a trajectory few entertainers have achieved. During the Eras Tour period alone, her net worth climbed from $540 million to $1.6 billion. Taylor Swift's empire represents more than wealth. It demonstrates how artistic integrity and commercial success can coexist at the highest level. From the Pennsylvania farm girl who dreamed of Nashville to the strategic businesswoman who transformed the music industry, her journey offers lessons in resilience, strategic thinking, and brand building. As we've seen, the true story behind the mansions, private jets, and designer wardrobe isn't just about luxury, it's about vision. Taylor Swift saw possibilities others missed, fought battles others avoided, and built an empire entirely on her own terms. In the end, perhaps that's her most luxurious possession of all, the freedom to create her own path. As Taylor herself once said, "No matter what happens in life, be good to people." Being good to people is a wonderful legacy to leave behind. In Taylor Swift's case, that legacy includes not just chart-topping hits and billion-dollar tours, but a blueprint for turning artistic passion into lasting prosperity. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Taylor Swift's luxury empire, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more exclusive content exploring the lavish lifestyles of the world's most fascinating celebrities.